My name is Adriana Garcia. I was born and raised in San Jose, California. My migration story is a little different, but still the same as many other stories. So I was born in San Jose, and then my family, my mom and dad, particularly by that time, had migrated. Well, my dad had migrated by the fourth time, I believe, and my mom had migrated for the first time. After having me and then my brother, we migrated back to Zacatecas, Jerez, Zacatecas, Mexico. And we were raised there for another couple years with the intent to stay. And so Dad had to come back, however, and work in the U.S. again, and could not afford staying with us. But so we stayed behind, and he came back to the U.S. He came back, and again with the intention to stay. He brought money, he built a house, and he actually built it in the U.S. architectural type, where you go in, there's a living room, and you go to the back, there's a kitchen, there's a hallway with 3 rooms or 2 rooms. Except we actually had a corral, and we had pigs and burros and cows. So, and we had what they call the pila, right, and for laundry or for chilling. But we had to come back again. Fortunately, with the intention of staying and building the house and using the farm that we had. So we were a peasant family. We grew peaches and beans, among other crops. There was a drought, a water drought. So we definitely had to come back. We came back in 85, just a few months before 1986, the year that the amnesty was passed. And with that, it was a blessing for both my parents. They were able to both get their green visa. And since then, we've been here pretty much since 85. The other dynamic that happened was that while we were in Mexico, my mom had my sister. So in migrating back, myself and my brother came back with our own legal papers, birth certificates. And my sister had to play the role of my auntie's niece in order to be brought back. And my father and mother both had to cross the border separately at that. And we made our way back with the tios when we did come back in 85. So here we had now a family where 2 parents had green visa, the 2 older kids were U.S. citizens, and then my sister was Mexicana, undocumented. And of course, her parents did file for her green card, which took about 10 years. She got it till 1997. Took a long time. And so along the way came another younger brother, and the baby brother of the family, and he's also born here. So our family is 6, with that kind of migration story and different dynamics. Definitely, with the different citizenship statuses, and we try to make it work as best as we can when we travel, especially considering the dynamic with my sister. We're definitely more cautious. The other being, my mother had just turned a citizen like a couple years ago, and one of the hardest things was, how do we express our U.S. How do we take in a U.S. citizenship and a U.S. identity while trying to maintain and keep a Mexican culture, and not necessarily a Mexican citizenship, but a Mexican culture. So I think it's been hard, right? All in all, we consider our whole family as a contributing family to our community. Both my mother and father raised 4 awesome kids, and we all have post-college or post-secondary degrees. My brother's a radio personality in a local Bay Area station. I myself am involved in social services and do a lot around migrant rights and women's rights particularly, and overall part of the conversation of national labor and human rights internationally as well. My sister has done amazing work with the Red Cross, currently working with American Indian Education Center. And then we have our baby brother who's still trying to find his way. But all have found a way to volunteer in the community, are always very giving, making sure that we, respect people around us, and that we contribute to the culture and the diversity that makes this country what it is. That it does, we have to acknowledge, come from a place of oppression and conquest and greed. But for our family, it comes from a place of survival, of family unity, and of love in the most intimate way. Migration is tied to that.